Hey, it's me again. So, for this video, I've been compiling a list for like the last maybe 2 months, and this list is something that, honestly, when I look at it, I'm confused, I might be going insane. It makes me think that I'm just a weird person, but I don't know if I am or not. I might not be. So, I want to make this video to ask y'all out there if y'all do these kind of things, because I cannot be the only one that does some of these things. It's okay to admit it, we all do weird things, maybe we don't, maybe I'm the only one, I don't know. So I cannot be the only one that has arguments with other people in the shower, right? Like no one's there, no one's in the shower, it's just me in the shower, but I'm imagining, like if I know that there's an argument coming up that I'm gonna have, or if there's like some past conflict with someone, and like all of a sudden all these like really good snappy comebacks are coming to my mind, and I'm just thinking of all the stuff I should have said, and what I wanted to get across to them, and it's just I'm just sitting in the shower, like, I look nuts. Another thing they do that I feel like actually not that many people do, because every time it happens, people get really confused. A lot of people think I sleep talk, and yes, I do sleep talk. However, I feel like about 50% of the time, it's not actually me talking in my sleep. It's more like I'll have a dream, and the dream is weird, and I comment on the dream, like I'll kind of come like half out of the dream, conscious enough to realize it was a dream, and be like, well, that was really weird. Like while my eyes are still shut and people think that I'm sleep talking. And then I just dive right back into dream world and just pretend like nothing happened. Does that happen to anyone else, or am I just, like, weird? I mean, we already know that moving on. Okay, people hate on this thing. I'm starting to think I'm a psychopath, because why is my face so oily? So, like, this was, like, a trend to hate on for, like, I don't know, like 2 days, honestly, because memes just keep going. Like, you see one, and then 2 days later, it's irrelevant, and you're already behind it. I don't know how to keep up with stuff. Anyways, people make fun of this, and they call me a psychopath for doing it, and I will prove to you that this is not weird. It's putting on sock, shoe, not sock, shoe, shoe. Y'all that do that, you don't know what efficiency is, you don't know that you're wasting time, and it's the most infuriating thing that I'm the one that's a psychopath because I put on sock, shoe, shoe. It's efficient. Observe. I'm literally gonna take off my shoes and my socks to show you all that this is more efficient, okay? Taking off shoes, right? Look, if you're gonna put on this is how you do it, ready? You know, sock, look, you don't have to put your foot down. You can just go, boom, shoe. And then you just put this foot up and you go sock, yeah, just like that, and you go like this, and shoe. Boom, done. But y'all that do the sock, shoe thing, or I mean, whatever, the sock, shoe, you gotta like put this one up, and then put the sock on, put it down, put it up, put the sock on, put it down, put it up, put the shoe on, put it down, put it up, put the shoe on. That is a waste of time. I'm sorry that I'm getting so angry about this. I just don't like being called a psycho as I'm screaming into the camera. See what I'm saying? Y'all that are sock, shoe people need to cut it out, because you are wasting time, you are being inefficient, and it drives me nuts. I'm not hating on you, I'm just saying stop hating on me. Boy. So this next one might not apply to everyone, because not everyone is artistic. I don't really consider myself artistic. I just dabble every once in a while. Like, I didn't do that. That's not me, that's my roommate. If you've seen any of my older videos and all the art on the wall and stuff, I've done that. So like, I dabble. But the problem is, I think I'm nocturnal. Because going through the day, I don't have any, inspiration or, like, drive to do anything. And then all of a sudden, at, like, 2 in the morning, my brain wakes up and goes, oh my gosh, now's the time to write. I'm like, no, it's not. And my brain's like, oh my gosh, what if you drew a fairy right now? It would be so dope. I'm like, you're right. And then I stay up all night drawing, and I don't get sleep, and then I die, and then I'm sad. I don't know how those last two work, like with the death and then you get what I'm saying. Or, a flip side of that is if I do get inspiration in the day, it'll be at the most inconvenient times possible. My cousin, Kat, her and I text all the time about this because she's artistic like I am, and literally there was a time where we were at a Thanksgiving event with my family, and we were all staying, like me and my 3 girl cousins were all staying in the same room, and literally Kat just like rushed out of the shower, like, not wearing anything, and she was just picked up her sketchbook. She was like, Brain, why do you have to do this to me? Why do you have to do this to me while I'm in the shower? And I can relate. Because I'll be in the shower and I'll be like, oh my gosh, plot twist. character development moment. Agony. Another thing that happens to me is, I don't know why this happens, and it's always with like really attractive guys also. It's the most annoying thing. I don't even like, it's like not that I, you know, like them or I'm trying to get with them or anything, but it's like, this just always happens. Like there's like 2 or 3 people, always, that I would always, just for no reason, I would just look up and they'd be looking at me at the same time and then we'd look away. And it was just the most awkward contact, and it was always the same 2 or 3 people every single time it happened. And it would happen like anytime we were at a social event, and it wasn't even like I knew they were right there either. It was like I was just doing my own thing, talking to some friends that, you know, kind of just like happen to glance up, and they're just looking and they glance at the same time. It's like, oh gosh, like that was weird. I feel like then they think that I'm stalking them, and I think that I'm just being a weird person, and like, oh my gosh, I'm embarrassed now. It's not fun, and I can't be the only one that experiences this. And what kind of goes along with that is like people, okay, so I could just be in a room, right? I could just like be in this room, turned around, not looking at the door, and someone will just walk in, and if it's a specific person, I just know where they are, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, this person is here now. So there was this guy at my old school that was, I mean, like everyone knew he was so attractive, it was not even funny, and he was like the sweetest person too. It was stupid. But anytime he would walk into a room, I had an acute sense of his presence wherever he was. It didn't matter if I didn't even like see him walk into the room. It was like the atmosphere would just shift, and I'd be like, oh, he's here now. And then I would just like it's the most annoying thing because I'm trying to have a conversation with someone, but this person is just over here being alive, and I'm like, can you not do that, please? I've said too much. Moving on. Okay, I cannot sharpen colored pencils for the life of me. I can sharpen normal pencils just fine, but colored pencils are a unique breed of disaster. Why am I the only one? I can't be the only one. Because what is my hair doing? I can color normal. I can sharpen normal. I can sharpen. Am I having a stroke? I can sharpen a normal pencil with no problem. But when it comes to a colored pencil, it's like the most impossible thing in the world. Like you try to do it, and it keeps breaking, and then the piece gets stuck where the blade is, and then you can't get it out, and you have to use the piece and like get it out, and then it falls, and then there's a mess on the counter, and then you just give up on life. And I have the vast majority of my colored pencils in my little box from like 7th grade. They're all broken because I cannot sharpen. I've had to resort to sharpening them literally with a pocket knife because that's the only way I can get them sharp. I cannot be the only one that has this struggle. If you have like some power over this, like Crayola gods, can you make that be not a thing? Because I feel like it doesn't have to be a thing, you know what I'm saying? Because normal pencils sharpen just fine. Why do colored pencils have to be special needs? This next thing is really annoying to me because sometimes it takes a little bit to get me to laugh. You know, sometimes I'm not in a really good mood. But there's some things that, I don't know if y'all have seen it, but it's this video on the internet that's this guy just reading spellings of the word pregnant wrong for like 10 minutes. And the first time I watched it, tears were coming down my face. I was laughing so hard, and it was just the greatest video ever. I watched it a second time, funny as hell. Watched it a third time, haha, kind of chuckled. And then, what the hell? There's a bug in my room. Excuse me, sir, can you not be here right? Oh, it's a ladybug. Okay, it's fine. It's a ladybug. It's cute. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so something stops being funny after a while. That's so annoying because I want to laugh at it, but I can't watch. I watched that like Pregandanet video way too many times at this point, and now it doesn't even make me laugh unless I watch someone else laughing towards it. That still makes me laugh. But I think that's just tragic, and if I could just reprogram my brain to still find it funny, that would be awesome. I don't understand why something after a while isn't funny anymore. It should still be funny. It hasn't changed at all. Why does my brain think that it has to happen? Moving on. This has only happened to me a couple times. One of the most significant times that it happened, I was in Spanish 2 class. My gosh. Spanish 2 was a bloody nightmare. For even the Spanish speakers. It wasn't the language, it was the teacher. And there was a day where my friend Addison and I, we tried to like high five each other. Addison, if you're watching, hi, I love you, I miss you. We were trying to high five each other. I was sitting here, she was sitting like back here, and we tried to high five, and we completely missed. And we both just started dying laughing. The problem with this is I was so sleep deprived and exhausted and frustrated with the class that my hysterical laughing, you know, I was laughing so hard that tears started coming out of my eyes, and then the tears turned into sobbing, and then I was sobbing in the middle of Spanish class because I was just so stressed, but it was like it all just stemmed from us not being able to high-five each other, and like then Addison was just laughing at me for crying like an idiot, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, are you actually okay?" I'm like, yeah. And I feel like I'm not the only one that's ever experienced that, you know what I'm saying? So another thing that society seems to just hate in general, and people just assume that you hate it now because, like, apparently who doesn't, it's like the butt of the bread, like the end of the bread, you know, like you have the loaf and you got the 2 slices at the end that have like the more crust on it than normal. No one likes that, and everyone just leaves it in the bag. I freaking love the butts of bread. Also, why is it called the butt of bread? Like, I know it's like at the end, but like it's a food. Like, why did we come up with such a stupid... Moving on. So long story short, at my old school, we were kind of starved. It was like a concentration camp. No, I'm kidding. But like seriously, it was like a concentration camp. UCA, undercover concentration camp for Adventists. They never put out milk cartons, and for whatever reason at that time I was like obsessed with milk. Like I really, really liked milk. So when they put out milk cartons, I would try and smuggle as many out as I could, and they're like, "Oh, you can only take one." And I'm like... So I brought like my purse, like, because we were gonna go do something like community service that day, and I was like, you'll never know! And I took it back to my room, put them all in my fridge, and I was like, hell yes. And then, I cannot be the only one that does this. I waited, I dragged it out so long, like, I deprived myself of having the milk for so long that by the time I decided that I had earned a carton of milk, it had all gone sour. I deprived myself of what I love because I'm worried that when I do it, like when I indulge in it, then there will later on be another time that like I needed it more. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making any sense. Okay, so I know my brother and my sister don't have this problem because neither of y'all pluck your damn unibrow. Me and my 2 siblings, we all have unibrows. Thanks, Dad. And I'm the only one that cares. I'm the only one that separates this damn thing. These 2 suckers my brother just has a caterpillar going across his face, and it drives his girlfriend insane. Drives me insane too. But for whatever reason, I don't know why this is, and I keep forgetting to look it up. I'm probably gonna do that like right after this video if I remember. What are you doing? Okay, but like whenever I pluck my eyebrows, for whatever reason, it makes me sneeze. I don't know if there's like nerves like connected in your face, but like it'll like and I'll be sneezing for like 10 minutes with nothing in my nose. I'll like blow my nose out and I'll be trying to like not breathe out of my nose and I'm still sneezing. I've literally sneezed like 70 times in a row. I thought I was gonna die. This other thing happens, right? Like I was, you know, walking to the village market or you're walking somewhere in a park and there's like a place where the car goes and then there's a crosswalk, right? So you walk across the crosswalk, right? But shut up. I feel so damn guilty walking across a crosswalk when there's a car there. Because okay, here's the thing, right? So if I'm in a car, I'm driving along, right? And I see someone at the crosswalk, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go ahead and stop for you. And then they just take their sweet merry time. They're like, what's up? Like, no! If you're gonna, you gotta, okay, come on, put in some effort. Like, for me, like, I'm not saying put in this much effort because I think, like, I have something wrong with me. Like, whenever there's a car waiting for me, I, like, sprint across the crosswalk to get on the other side because I'm like, I'm so sorry for holding you up. And I always, you know, like, wave to the car, like, thank you so much for not running me over. If I'm the only one that feels like that, I'm losing faith in humanity. Like, not to the extent that I feel it, because, again, I think that I have some, like issues, you know, but like at least some feeling of like empathy towards the people in the cars that are waiting for you, and maybe some of them want to just turn you into roadkill because of your disrespect, but they're not going to because it's against the law, and they get put in prison. Moving on. Okay, and this last thing, oh my gosh, it's so awkward, man. So it's like when you don't really know someone very well, I mean, you kind of know them, but you don't really, and then you're like passing something to them, like, oh, like look at this like meme thing, and you're, you know, this is how I pass my phone, by the way. You try your hardest to not, like, touch hands, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just, like, and if your hands do touch, it's like, mission failed. It's like, oh, like, here you go, it's like, thanks. What am I saying? I don't... Anyways, I think I'm going insane, but I just want to make sure that I'm going insane, you know, so I don't just, like, ow, my foot's cramping. Oh my gosh. Oh, that came out of nowhere. Ouch. Stop, please stop, please stop, please stop. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, stop, 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 stop. Okay, yeah, okay, we're good. I feel like as a member of humanity, I cannot be the only one that experiences these things. Anyways, if you want, you can go ahead and check out my other videos on my channel. I am not monetized, I don't make any money off of these videos, I just do it because I like to get things off my chest and I like funny content, and I think that some of the things that I do are minorly entertaining. So now there's 2 ladybugs in my window. So like, subscribe, or not, your choice. Let me know if you do any of these things or if you've experienced any of these things, because I experience them kind of on a day-to-day basis. Like, at least one of these things happens to me on a day-to-day basis. So I don't know if that just means like I am an awkward person, like exceptionally awkward, or like if this is actually like something that happens. Why do I sound like a man? Anyways, I need to go get my laundry from over there, so I will see y'all in the next vid. Bye!